Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome back to Tolkiencraft II, The Labors of Valentine. You may have noticed a change in color of my outfit. Yes indeed, we have made some terrasteel. And we did it courtesy of a quest that gave us another block, or whatever it is called in this texture pack, i.e. a nether star, that let us create a beacon, which we're using to make terrasteel. I will only say that it's an NPC quest that gave me this, and it's one that you can do too, so there has been a change. I was having trouble getting the quest to trigger, or to be allowed to accept it. Great Orator has made a change, so I don't know if it's going to be available in 2.2.1 when it's on the launcher, or if it will be 2.2.2. Anyway, it should be soon. Anyway, you'll have it available as well if you don't want to hunt down wither skulls right away. But you want to make terrasteel armor. So I was very happy to get it. Very happy indeed. Terrasteel uses a lot of mana. I mean a lot. I'd say that one terrasteel bar uses about a half a pool of mana. And these are the bigger pools. So yeah, you need a lot of resources. I kind of ran myself dry here, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on everything to try to make sure that it's recovering. So that was the main thing that I did, that I'm excited about. As you may have noticed, I now have 31 hearts, and the armor value of the terrasteel armor is better than the pink armor, what the heck is it called? Hang on here, let me go look at the... Starts with an E, I can tell you that much. Here it is. Elementium. The Elementium armor. Terrasteel is better armor, and it gives you more hearts. It does not, however, summon pixies for you when you're hit that defend you, but to be quite honest, I didn't find the pixies that exciting anyway, and sometimes they just got in the way, and I ended up killing them myself by accident because they got in the way of the swings of my broadsword. Right. Now, you may notice a small change with our farm here. I have raised it up 2 blocks, and I had to do that because, well, if you follow the instructions for forestry farms that you can find on the net, it does not appear to be accurate for 1.7.10. They have changed how they work so that they can go bigger. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anywhere where it explains how much bigger. But what I can tell you is that a 3x3 by 4 tall, it's still 4 blocks tall, but a 3x3 farm setup is doing the same size as the 5x5 used to. And in fact, it can actually do more. Sort of. The problem that I was having was when I put them both side by side on the same ground level, they were fighting over each other. This guy was trying to plant crops over here, and this guy was trying to plant trees over here, and they were constantly reclaiming the ground, and then this guy would come by and plant seeds again, and yeah, not an ideal situation. And when I went around putting testing to see how far it went out, the best I can tell is from the 5x5 block structure, the old one, it extended out 15 blocks to the south. However, it would not go 15 blocks to the east, which was very confusing. And what was also confusing was I made this one out of stone bricks, and of course the underlying area is stone brick. This one I made out of mossy stone brick. The underlying area is mossy stone brick. I thought, you know, if there was any kind of overlap, which there shouldn't have been, but if there was, they wouldn't have an issue because they were different kinds of brick. That was incorrect. They were quite happily fighting over each other's territory, irregardless of the fact they were different types of brick. So, yes, 1.7.10 Forestry has changed, and I can't find any documentation on what the changes are or how I can stop them from fighting over each other. So the only way I found to fix it was to raise the one farm up 2 levels so that they no longer think of each other as valid planting territory. Which kind of sucks because I had planned a nice, you know, kind of pattern, you know, with, you know, I was going to put like a nice big tree in the middle, like a great wood or a silver, silverwood? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I was going to put some interesting trees in the center. I can't really do that now. And if I do any more farms, the next farm's going to have to be raised up 2 more. So I'm going to end up with kind of a spiral structure of farms, which, while is cool, was not what I intended to do. So I just wanted to warn you that that the forestry farms have changed. And if anybody knows of up-to-date documentation for forestry farms, please put the information in a comment on my YouTube video, and I'll be sure to mention it and point people to it in the future, because I couldn't find it, and I tend to have pretty good luck finding stuff on the web. In fact, in my household, if anybody needs to search for something on the web, they get me to do it, because if it's there, I find it. I couldn't find it. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's not there, it just means that I couldn't find it. So, again, if you know of up-to-date documentation for forestry for 1.7.10, please send me the link. I'd really appreciate it. So, in the meantime, all I can say is that a 3x3 farm in 1.7.10 does the same area as the old 5x5s do, and that's about the only concrete thing I can tell you. Aside from the fact that you can't put them side by side. I did look at, you know, inside the multi-blocks, trying to see if there's a way, you know, it's possible that because I'm using the Spax texture pack, maybe there's some new control that I can't see somewhere that lets me limit its distance, how far it can work. I don't know. But actually, another thing I want to mention, you see your circuit board here? You can't take it out again. I didn't know that. And when you disassemble your farm block, you lose that circuit board. It doesn't seem to fall on the ground. At least it didn't fall anywhere that I could find it. At first I thought it was just because I didn't realize it had fallen out and it had despawned on me. But when I disassembled this one over here when I was making it smaller, the circuit board just went away. So I don't know if that's intended or if that's it's a bug or what's going on. But I did want to warn you that you lose them. So be careful. Be careful you're okay about losing it. And speaking of losing it, I think I'm gonna finish off this tour before I lose it, because it's been a very long night. As you can probably tell, I'm repeating myself a little bit. I know I do that at the best of times, but I'm probably doing it a little bit more than I normally do. I think there's only one other thing I wanted to show you, and I just need to go up here. I love these wings so much. I'm getting so spoiled. You can jump off of great heights and it's like landing on a feather bed. You don't get hurt. Oops. You can, however, forget where you were going. Right. You can use, well, various dyes and such to change your fairy wing. So if you happen to make or get a fairy wing in, or I should say an angel ring, in a reward bag, and you don't like it, you want to change it to something else, you can actually do that. This is how you make them. So you can see they're really expensive to make. Nether cube and unstable ingots. Which is why I pretty much was relying on getting them from a reward bag if I was going to get them at all. But if you hit use, you can see that you can put the ring in here, and you can change it so that it's the invisible wing. Put feathers in, you can change it to feathery, etc., etc. So you can change them, any of them, to any of the others until you find the one that you like best. So I just thought I'd mention that. Somebody mentioned that in one of my a comment on my YouTube video, but I know people don't always read all the comments. So there, now you know. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat scatterbrained tour. And hopefully next time I see you, I will be able to have afforded to get myself all suited in green terrasteel. I think it's going to look cool. You all have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the Enderman bite. And I'll see you later. Bye.